Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to remove the hammer section of the FN Reflex and then reinstall it. Alright, the first thing you need to do is make sure your firearm is unloaded and safe. This one is. And then remove your slide. All right, so at that point, we need to remove the pin that holds the hammer assembly right here. So I'm going to push it out that way. So I'm going to push it down from here. Just getting something to elevate it, and then I'm going to push that pin out. I'm just using some Allen wrenches, basically because I don't have tools with me at the moment. So it pushes straight out that way, and so it pushes out that way, and I'm not 100% sure if it's directional or not. I don't think it is. And so at this point, the pin is out. Now there is a little clip, a little retaining clip in there that may fall out. So we'll probably see it in just a second. So this is the hammer section right here. And so if you look in here, that little clip is just stuck right in there. So let me pull it out. All right. So that is the little clip that actually holds the pin in place so it doesn't move. So if you look at the pin, let me show you. If you look at the pin here, it's got an indentation on it. And it clips it or retains it from moving out. So the vibrations won't make the pin start walking its way out. So this hammer section, one thing to be aware is these pins, they'll fall out pretty easily. We have a couple pins here. So we have this pin here and this one right here. I had mine fall out. They fall out pretty easy, which is not a big deal, but what you really got to be aware of is the position of these springs in here. So I don't know if you can see that. I think you can. You can look at mine and see the position of it just in case your pins have fell out and your actual springs have fallen out also. So last time my spring fell out. So this pin came out, but this spring is, the bottom spring here is still retained in pretty well. So that may not come out, but this top spring did come out. But hopefully you can see the position I have it, just in case yours fell out. Also, take note, the lower has these grooves right here, and those springs fall into place right here. So that's what those are made for. So just in case yours came out, hopefully you see how to put it back in. Now to put it back in, it's just opposite. Again, be careful when you're moving this around the hammer section, because those other pins could come out and you don't want those to come out. You'll have to put the clip back in. So this is really I guess the tricky part is putting the small little retaining clip in and getting everything lined up. And even trickier with trying to do it and record it. So it goes right there, and you can tell which side it goes on by just looking. You see it's cut in a little bit there. It's made for the retaining clip. It's probably the easy part. The hard part is getting everything lined up. So, and getting that lined up without losing the little retaining clip. I think I got mine really close. So what I'm going to do is just stick this Allen wrench in the hole and make sure it goes all the way through, line everything up. It's probably the most difficult part, is just to make sure that that little clip, let me try to zoom in on it, just to make sure that clip is in there. And it's very difficult to see, I know. So my trigger, the trigger bar there is not in the correct place, so I think what I'm going to do is actually take the trigger assembly out. It's just another pin. I think that's going to make it a little easier instead of trying to fight it. I'm going to push it out the same way I pushed the hammer assembly. There's also a pin that can come out here, so you got to be careful. It's not as bad as the hammer section. And there's that spring. If you watch my other video, the spring may come out. So if you see the little, spring right here, that can come out. And I got a video on how to put it in, either taking the whole trigger assembly off or not doing that, but it may be easier just to take it off. I've done it both ways, and I just find it easier to take the whole trigger assembly out. I promise it's not that hard. It's just a little harder to do with the camera. You shouldn't really have that big of a problem getting it in there. Just make sure you hold it like this. Make sure these other pins don't come out. Hope you guys like this video. Trying to see everything and do everything. All right. Now, you got to make sure you put the pin in correctly. If you look at it, there is that groove I talked about. That groove is more on one side than the other. It's off-centered. And so that clip is on the top side, the way I have it laid now. So I want to make sure that it's shorter from here to here than it is from here to there. That way it will clip in. All right, so I got it started, and you should be able just to start pushing it, and then you're going to hear it kind of click in there, and you know you got it right there. All right, so that's the hammer assembly back in, and then we just got to put the trigger assembly back in and make sure this little spring there, and I got a video on that, make sure that spring, if you can see that little spring right here, make sure it's in the right spot. There's a little indentation and a little bend in the spring, and it fits right in there, so that shouldn't be a problem. And then you just want to put just put your trigger assembly back in, making sure everything's in place. And this goes in the correct place where it's actually actuating the hammer. So you want to push it down a little bit, get it up in there. All right. And that spring should be in the correct place. It should lock back, and you should be able to just hold everything down, pull the trigger, the hammer should come up. So that looks good. That spring looks good if you can see it. The spring is on the trigger bar, and it's doing what it's supposed to do. And then you just need to put the pin back in. So you just push the pin back in and get it flush. You might have to give it just a little tap, but make sure it looks about even on both sides. And that should be it. That's getting it back in there. Now, I do have a video, and you guys can watch it. I'll put a link here. And for this spring here, if you ever pull it out, I've got 2 videos. One shows you how to just disassemble and put it back in, or put it back in without taking anything off.